Hey, what's up? It's the normal playing guy, and keeping on with the videos for all the super easy A's, we have another super easy A for this free-to-play LR that came in in year 4 or 5, something along those lines. Came out in 2020. Had his easy A almost immediately, hence why this is basically the same. But fast forward about 5 years, and now we have this. There you go. So that's pretty crazy. So a little bit about what super easy A's do. The leader skill and super attack effects do not change, so that will still remain the same, and this still remains the same. So fortunately, he still gets a little bit of his stats, and fortunately, there is still some debuffs to apply, so that's not too bad. Okay, there's quite a bit of a difference, right? From this to this, it just goes to show what 5 years do. But hey, let's go into it. So 159% to stats. Okay, here's a bit of a jump, 100% extra. It's pretty nice. Key spheres, so we get physical to SDR. Okay, good change. Launchers and additional attack, 50% chance to super. However, where applicable, you would just double up on the attack and defense. So, sure. Super class enemies that minus 30%. So when you debuff them where applicable by 30%. Super Battle Road, nice. I know that because he has multiple people against, depending on what it is. I think this one had something where you're against multiple people, I think. Was it? Yeah, 2 or more enemies. Alright, okay, so something along the same lines as that. There is a lot of difficult content where you cannot debuff at all, but where applicable, attack and defense minus 30%, sure, that is actually not too bad. Extreme class allies get 40% to stats, but no key, which is actually, why not? Why not even 1 key, right? Because the stats are nice, but often most units are actually capable of surviving, but the extra key might come in nice. So a little bit disappointing. But again, the super class enemies, where applicable, is nice. For your first 4 turns, you have only 20%. Oh. I mean, I suppose it's a free-to-play LR, right? It's nothing special about this. It's not like the first ever Prime Battle LR. It's nothing special in particular, but still, I'd like to see something more. Okay, when there's a future Saga enemy, or when all allies are extreme class, which again is most likely, you get 3 key. Okay, so that's where that comes into play. Chance to crit and an additional damage reduction, 40%. Oh, okay. And we get an additional super attack. You see, now this is the problem. Alright, okay. Chances are you are going to be rocking on a full extreme class, right? That's not a problem. So you essentially are going to get 3 key, 159% with 60% damage reduction for the first 4 turns, otherwise just 40, right? However, super attack here, an additional super attack here, no stats, nothing. That's a problem, right? You can nerf this dude's attack into the ground, but it can only go so far. That's a problem. There is literally no gain. And in a situation where, again, you cannot debuff the enemy's attack, let's say in particular, all you're doing is just hitting him, right? You're not even hitting him any harder. There's no attack buff in this, right? Okay, so let's have a look. For every attack you receive, you get key only. So you get 2 key up to 10, okay? So you're not going to have a problem supering, I suppose. When you do attack with 12 or more key, you do get 159%. Okay, so there is some stats to come into this. This would probably, okay, and then defense. Okay. So if I read more, I'll be able to judge more. So this is on super attack basically. So this is much better. When the target enemy is in the following status: low health, well, under 60%, and no, or is that either? When the enemy is under 60% or less, and attack down or defense down. So this. No, it's either. Okay, so under 60% or attack down or defense down. You gain critical hits and you get extra attack. When you deliver the final blow, you get this. This is what you got when you built up to it. You just get that periodly. Oh, and a chance to dodge. Okay, so this guy is actually better as you read on more. So, okay, there's still the issue really of this because, for example, this only applies once and this only applies once. So all these additional super attacks you're doing, you're not getting this. This is only a one deal only. So again, where applicable, it's useful. I do like, however, you do get attack and defense, and then just defense. What does he do in his 18? Yeah, okay, so he does have a 30% buff. Okay, so be it. And he does go to 25, so level 25, so be it. Alright, fair enough. If you were to take down somebody, the 60% dodge is nice. That actually is a saving game, right? Attack, defense, and chance to dodge. Like, if you need this, period, don't get it, this guy is going to probably break. This is literally make or break. It's a 60% to dodge, 60% attack, and 60% defense. Look, it's good. There's a couple of niggly things. One, you realistically need to get 18 key. It's offset by, yeah, you are essentially going to have 3 key right in this, so that's fine. Bear in mind, AGL Rose, who the super easy AGL Rose does give 3 key period to all allies, so that's nice. So he's going to have 6 key. He's going to have 3, so there's your 9. He's going to get 3 from support from that Rose. So there's your auto super. So there's this. Your Lynx, Shattering the Limit, possibly. Fear and Fate, yeah, you'll probably get that. You'll actually probably will get Dismal Future. So you get, that's what, 14, 16. Actually, do you know what? It might have just worked out potentially that you might just come out with the right amount of key. So that's not so bad. And then you got your orbs, which is an STR changer. I suppose the more I read into this, the more it makes sense. I think when somebody designed this, they designed this to hit the bar, hit par, but only just. Right? They did the minimal amount of work possible. Right? Another issue is past 4 turns, you're going to lose this. And it all applies in really nicely with these extra defense. And I suppose it would be even nice when you have this. But going down, I mean, 40% is no joke, right? It's still going to help, but there is a big difference here. I suppose at least that's all that he loses. So I suppose that's something. So how would you build him? It's difficult. Additionals really aren't the way to go. He does have crit. You'll have a 40% chance to crit. And he does have guaranteed crits when you're in one of these. And you'll get crits from this. So I wouldn't necessarily say that's the way to go. So honestly, pure dodge? It probably is pure dodge, right? I know he gets 60% here, but that's only if you get the blow. And he's not the most offensively capable person in the world, is he? Remains to be seen, that one. We'd have to try him out. I would say, yeah, dodge. In terms of the teams he's going to help out on, though, if he does indeed help out, however, he is totally free to play. So there'll be a lot of players out there who are starting any point this year or in the past couple of years, and you'll be able to grind him out. His event will be out. You'll be able to easy A him and then super easy A him when said done. And that's not going to be so bad, right? It's good. They're going to make it where it'll be easy to use his super easy A. Okay, so Future Saga, Corroded, Inhuman Deeds, and Worldwide Chaos are going to be some good ones off the bat. I wouldn't necessarily say he's anything more than just filler for super bosses. You're not going to run him on successors or Realm of Gods or Power Wishes, right? But he is a filler for a lot of these other teams. He does give stats, and he does debuff superclass enemies, for which most mission relates. That is possible. But let's say fighting Legend Goku, at some point past God phase, which is phase 4, you can't do anything to him. So again, it's a little bit useless. But again, for a lot of people, it's a free unit in those teams with a super easy A who may or may not necessarily, but will hold his own. So I guess. Anyway, let me know what you think. Maybe I'm being too harsh, but again, it is free, I suppose. Anyway, yeah, this comes out probably on the 10th. That makes sense. 7th of July, actually. So a little bit before Vegito, Blue, and Rose. So that's something. Right, anyway, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you at some point on the anniversary. Thank you and bye.